This is the moment police believe they finally found Abdul Ezedi. Officers were filmed pulling a body from the Thames yesterday, 3 weeks after the Clapham chemical attack. It hasn't been formally identified yet, but detectives are confident it's him.
I can now confirm that about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, the 19th of February, a passenger boat on the Thames reported a sight of a body. Our Marine Support Unit attended the area around Tower Pier and recovered a man from the water. Because of the amount of time that the body has been in the water, it's not been obvious to do an easy visual identification or indeed get immediate fingerprints. However, with the very distinctive clothing that was being worn and the property that we found on the body, we are able to strongly believe that this is Abdul Ezedi. We have determined through our inquiries that they were in a relationship and that the relationship appears to have broken down.
Can you tell us about how the meeting between the two of them came about and why the woman and her 2 children got into the car?
Well, we're still working on that because obviously we've not been able to speak to her or him. The children were able to give us a little bit of an account about what went on, but we're taking a great deal of care in how we are approaching the children for obvious reasons. So there's not a great deal that I can release to you at the moment about exactly the movements that evening just before the attack. We do know that they were arranging to meet and that they did get in the car and that the attack took place in the car, as you will have seen from the CCTV.
So did he drive down from Newcastle at her request?
We haven't got to clarify that just yet, but he did drive down from Newcastle that morning and they did meet that afternoon. The awful attack took place at 7:25 in the evening in Clapham, and at 7:33, he boards a train at Clapham South Tube. We know that at 8 p.m. he was at King's Cross Tube Station, and then at about 8:45, you've seen the images, he was captured in Tesco's on the Caledonian Road, which are the images you've seen with a fairly significant facial injury. Thankfully, due to the great response we've had from the public, we're able to follow him and know that he got on a train at 9 p.m, a Victoria Line tube heading south.
They said they've got a warrant, they just haven't got the entry.
The police hunt for Abdul Ezedi enters its 2nd week tonight, and this evening the focus of that investigation has been on this pizza takeaway behind me in Forest Hall on the edge of Newcastle. Around 11 p.m. there was a large police presence. Armed police blocked off the road and entered the property and also forced their way into a side door which leads to a flat above. We have been seeing searches in that flat above, and there have been a large number of officers speaking to staff in the premises. It's quieting down now, but this clearly has been one of the most intense police operations in the Tyneside area following that attack in London.
In the early hours of this morning, cops raided a property in Leighton in northeast London. Snaps obtained by The Sun show officers wearing hazmat suits and PPE masks as an apparent caution against the potential they would find hazardous materials. A source told us that a large number of officers swarmed the building just before 2 a.m. They smashed down doors to gain access to the property, with firefighters also attending. The fire brigade told us they were called at 1:47 a.m. to assist, and that their officers stayed until 5:30 a.m, although it's unclear what, if anything, they found inside that place, inside that home in Leighton.
I opened the door and there was about 6 to 8 people in blue hazmat suits with like clear riot shields. They didn't really tell us anything at first, they just told me to like walk backwards out of the room with my hands above my head.
Over you are, madam. Show me your hands. How many people?
Just us two.
Just you two.
Yep.
Okay. What I need you to do is come out of your dress slowly, okay?
Yep.
Do it online instructions.
Yep.
Police officers with a warrant to search the address, okay?
Okay.
Put your hands on your heads, okay, and walk slowly towards me.
Have you seen anyone with an injured eye at all?
No, I've not left the room tonight.
We learned more details about Ezedi, including the fact he entered the United Kingdom from Afghanistan as an asylum seeker in the back of a lorry. He twice attempted to claim asylum and was unsuccessful, but on his third attempt, he successfully gained the right to stay in the UK as an asylum seeker after using a priest as a character witness and claiming he had converted to Christianity. But in 2018, before he was granted asylum, we now know he was convicted of exposure at Newcastle Crown Court. He was given 36 weeks imprisonment, suspended for 2 years, which means he didn't actually serve any time in jail. He was last seen on Wednesday night in the Caledonian Road area of North London, near Islington, at around 8:48 p.m, captured on a CCTV camera inside a Tesco Express branch, attempting to buy a bottle of water. He had severe burns to the right-hand side of his face, which we understand were inflicted by the alkaline. Earlier today, witnesses told us more details about some of the injuries sustained by the young girls in the attack. One witness, who was a 22-year-old man staying in the Belvedere Hotel in Clapham, said that the 8-year-old girl had 6 red blotches on the left-hand side of her face near her cheekbone. However, the 3-year-old girl, who we understand was slammed to the ground by Ezedi, had more severe injuries and had already been taken to hospital. The mother, a 31-year-old woman who we understand remains in hospital with life-changing injuries, is said to have run round the corner from the scene of the attack and burst into the hotel reception screaming, "Please help my children." She's earlier been reported to have screamed that she couldn't see and that her eyes were burning.